The Cleveland Cavaliers came alive in Game 3 of their Eastern Conference semifinal series, putting together a dominant performance that had been missing in the first two games. After two painful losses to the Indiana Pacers, the Cavaliers finally played like the contenders they were billed to be, securing a 126-104 victory in front of a raucous, hostile Gainbridge Fieldhouse crowd. Despite the emphatic win, the Pacers still lead the series 2-1. It was a statement game for Cleveland as Donovan Mitchell exploded for 43 points on 14 of 29 shooting, alongside 9 rebounds and 5 assists. For the second straight game, Mitchell carried the heavy load, but this time he had help from some familiar faces who returned from injury. Cavaliers bounced back with a strong start. When the Cavaliers stepped onto the floor for Game 3, they were ready to prove they could be the Eastern Conference's best team. After a disastrous Game 2 performance that saw them without key players, Cleveland's roster was intact again with the return of Evan Mobley, Darius Garland, and DeAndre Hunter. Their absence had been a critical factor in the first two games, leaving the Cavaliers with an overburdened Mitchell and a lack of defensive presence. The difference was immediately noticeable. Cleveland came out of the gates with a vengeance, setting the tone for the game with a blistering 11-0 run to open the first quarter. It was clear from the start that the Cavaliers were energized and eager to make a statement. The Pacers managed to weather the storm and tie the game by the end of the first quarter, but Cleveland wasn't done. A second quarter surge put the Cavs up by double digits, and from there, they never looked back. The return of Mobley, 18 points, 13 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals, and 3 blocks, added a new dimension to the Cavs' defense, while the offense looked more balanced with Garland and Hunter back in the fold. The Cavaliers' Twin Tower lineup, featuring Mobley and Jarrett Allen, 19 points, 12 rebounds, 2 assists, dominated the boards and controlled the paint. At the end of the third quarter, Cleveland had a commanding 58-34 advantage on the glass and a 48-32 lead in points in the paint. Their defense was equally suffocating, preventing Indiana from getting any rhythm offensively. With Mobley back, Cleveland's defense was more formidable, and their ability to protect the rim and grab rebounds gave them control throughout the game. Mitchell carries the offense. While the Cavaliers looked much more complete with their starting lineup back in place, Donovan Mitchell was still the star of the show. He poured in a game-high 43 points, showing why he's one of the NBA's most dangerous offensive weapons. His 14 of 29 shooting effort was impressive, and he was a constant threat from all over the floor. Whether driving to the basket or hitting tough jumpers, Mitchell seemed to have an answer for everything the Pacers threw at him. Mitchell's performance was even more critical given the way the series had unfolded. In Game 2, with Mobley, Garland, and Hunter all out, Mitchell had to carry an even heavier load, scoring a staggering 48 points. But the wear and tear from that 48-point outing was clear, and he seemed visibly fatigued in the latter part of Game 2. On Friday, however, with the support of his teammates, Mitchell looked refreshed, playing with a renewed sense of energy. He was also able to create opportunities for others, contributing 5 assists and grabbing 9 rebounds. His all-around performance helped propel Cleveland to victory, and his leadership on the court reminded everyone why he was acquired in the offseason to be the Cavs' primary playmaker. Tyrese Haliburton's struggles. While Mitchell was putting on a show for Cleveland, Tyrese Haliburton's performance for the Pacers was a stark contrast. The young Pacers guard had been one of the breakout stars of the postseason, but in Game 3, he was virtually non-existent. Haliburton struggled from the field, finishing with just 4 points on 2 of 8 shooting. He also registered 5 assists, 3 turnovers, and 0 rebounds, a far cry from the playmaking and scoring that had lifted the Pacers in the first 2 games of the series. It's safe to say that Haliburton was unable to replicate his Game 2 heroics when the Pacers needed him most. The Cavaliers' defense did a fantastic job limiting his impact, not allowing him to dictate the flow of the game like he had in previous contests. Haliburton's inability to get into an offensive rhythm was one of the key factors in Indiana's inability to keep pace with Cleveland. Without Haliburton's playmaking and scoring, the Pacers were forced to lean on other players who couldn't deliver at the same level. Miles Turner, 16 points, 7 rebounds, had a solid game, but it wasn't enough to offset the Cavaliers' firepower. Indiana's other players, including Buddy Hield and Benedict Mathurin, struggled to find consistent offense, and Cleveland's defense was